Shadows get a bad reputation in the garden. We spend so much energy chasing the brightest corner of the balcony, rotating pots toward the sun, obsessing over light hours, as if anything growing in the shade is somehow failing. But here's what I've learned after years of growing food in tight spaces. The shaded patio is not a problem to solve. It is a growing environment waiting to be understood. Some of the most flavorful, most tender, most productive harvests I've ever pulled from a container came from pots sitting in partial shade. Not in spite of the low light, because of it. And if your patio, deck, or balcony only gets 3 or 4 hours of direct sun per day, what I'm about to share with you changes everything. We're talking about 7 fruits and vegetables that don't just survive in shade, they genuinely perform there. Some of them actually taste better with less sun. Some of them bolt the moment you put them in full afternoon heat. And a few of them are so beautiful in a container that your patio starts to look intentional in a way that full sun setups rarely do. Let's get into it. Foundation for shade success. Before we get to the plants themselves, let me give you the non-negotiables. The things that apply to every single container on this list, regardless of what you're growing. Soil matters more in shade than anywhere else. In a container, roots cannot travel. They live entirely in the world you build for them. In a shaded patio environment, that world needs to drain well but also retain enough moisture that you're not watering twice a day. A high-quality potting mix, not garden soil, not topsoil from a bag, is the baseline. Look for mixes with perlite or coarse grit already blended in. For most of the plants on this list, a slightly acidic pH between 6.0 and 6.5 hits the sweet spot. Though blueberries are the exception, we'll cover that. The finger test. This is your most reliable moisture gauge. Push your finger into the soil up to the second knuckle. If it comes out clean and the soil feels dry at that depth, water deeply. If there's still cool moisture clinging to your finger, leave it alone. Shade slows evaporation significantly compared to full sun containers. Overwatering in shade is one of the fastest ways to lose a plant to root rot. The finger test takes 2 seconds and is more accurate than any moisture meter I've used. Use your walls. If your patio has white walls, light-colored fences, or even a light-toned building face nearby, position your containers to take advantage of reflected light. White walls can bounce an additional 80–90% of the light that hits them back into your growing space. Some growers mount inexpensive white foam boards or even a small mirror on a dark fence to redirect morning light. For plants operating on 3–4 hours of sun, that reflected ambient light is not a bonus. It is part of their daily intake. Place your containers strategically, not just conveniently. Choose containers with drainage holes, always, no exceptions. In shaded environments, the soil stays moist longer, and standing water at the bottom of a sealed container is a fast path to fungal problems. Now, the plants. Crop number 1, Alpine strawberries. Most people think strawberries demand full sun. And if you're growing the large commercial varieties, the kind bred for maximum size and shelf life, that's true. But Fragaria vesca, the Alpine strawberry, evolved in the woodland understory. It spent thousands of years growing beneath tree canopies with filtered, dappled light. Partial shade is not a compromise for this plant. It is its native habitat. The berries are smaller than what you'd find at a grocery store, more like a thimble than a thumb. But the flavor is extraordinary. Concentrated, deeply sweet, with a perfume that the big commercial varieties lost somewhere along the way in the pursuit of size. They produce continuously from late spring through the first frost rather than in one concentrated flush, which means you're picking a few every day rather than getting overwhelmed by a single big harvest. For containers, look for the varieties Mignonette, Alexandria, or Rugen. All of them are compact, runner-free, meaning they won't try to escape the pot, and proven performers in 3–4 hours of light. Plant them in a pot at least 25 centimeters, about 10 inches, deep, use a well-draining mix, and position them where they'll catch morning sun rather than harsh afternoon rays. One styling note, Alpine strawberries look beautiful in terracotta long trough planters. The small white flowers, the delicate fruits, and the compact foliage create something genuinely elegant on a patio table. If you're growing food partly for how it looks, this one earns its spot. Crop number 2, leafy greens. If you want the single highest return on investment from a shaded container setup, leafy greens are it. Lettuce, kale, spinach, arugula, Swiss chard, mustard greens, all of them thrive with partial shade, and most of them actually produce better quality leaves because of it. Here's the science. In intense full sun and heat, leafy greens bolt. Bolting is the plant's decision to stop making leaves and start making seeds, a survival response to stress. Once a plant bolts, the leaves turn bitter and fibrous almost immediately. Shade slows that process dramatically. The result is a longer harvest window, and leaves that stay tender and mild well into summer. Shade-grown lettuce, specifically, develops a sweetness that full sun lettuce rarely achieves. The reduced photosynthetic stress keeps the sugars in the leaves, rather than pushing them toward reproduction. For variety selection in low-light containers, go for flashy trouts, back lettuce. Loose leaf, red speckled, tolerates shade beautifully. Red Russian kale, thinner leaves than curly kale, faster to cook, performs well in 3 hours of light. Or Bloomsdale long-standing spinach, slow to bolt, heavy yielder in partial shade. Swiss chard deserves special mention here because it is almost aggressively beautiful. The rainbow chard variety, with stems in yellow, orange, crimson, and white, looks designed for a container garden. You'd pay for that in a nursery as an ornamental, and you can eat it. For spacing, don't try to grow a single large head. Instead, sow densely in harvest as cut and come again, trim the outer leaves, leave the center growing, and the plant keeps producing for months. Crop number 3, herbs. Mint, lemon balm, parsley, chives, cilantro. The herbs that belong in a shaded patio setup are the ones that get destroyed in full afternoon heat. Mint, lemon balm, parsley, chives, and cilantro. These plants were never designed for scorching sun. They come from the edges of meadows, forest clearings, and cool European hillsides. Heat stresses them, intensifies the bitterness of their oils, and pushes them toward early flowering. In partial shade, mint stays lush and productive long after its full sun counterpart has become woody and sparse. The leaves are softer, the oils more balanced. Drop some in your tea. Tell me in the comments what your favorite mint blend is, because I've been experimenting with a mint and lemon verbena combination lately that I can't stop making. One practical note: grow mint in its own container, always. It spreads aggressively and will crowd out anything sharing a pot with it. A dedicated 30 centimeters pot with a lid of sphagnum moss on top works beautifully. The moss retains moisture and keeps the roots cool. Mojito mint and chocolate mint are both worth tracking down. The latter has a genuine cocoa undertone that sounds gimmicky until you taste it. For parsley, Giant of Italy flat leaf is more productive in low light than curly varieties. And cilantro, which bolts furiously in summer heat, will actually last weeks longer in shade before going to flower. For cilantro lovers who are always racing against the bolt, a shaded container is a revelation. Crop number 4. Radishes. Radishes are the underestimated workhorse of the shade container garden. The edible root develops underground, which means the plant doesn't need the same sustained solar energy that a fruiting plant requires. 3 hours of morning light is genuinely sufficient to bring a radish to harvest. What shade does for radishes specifically is improve texture and moderate the heat. Full sun radishes in warm soil can develop a sharpness that borders on aggressive. Shade-grown radishes tend toward a milder, more rounded flavor with a crisper texture, partly because cooler soil temperatures slow cell expansion and keep the walls firmer. They're also the fastest vegetable on this list. Cherry Belle and French breakfast varieties mature in as little as 18 to 22 days from direct sow. That rapid turnaround makes them perfect for successive planting. Sow a small batch every 2 weeks from early spring through late autumn, and you have a continuous supply of fresh radishes for salads, grain bowls, and ferments. Containers for radishes only need to be about 15 centimeters, 6 inches, deep. Radishes have shallow roots and don't need much vertical space. This makes them ideal for window boxes or shallow troughs that can sit on a railing. Crop number 5. Peas. Peas are a cool season crop that genuinely struggles in heat. Once temperatures climb above about 24 degrees Celsius, 75 Fahrenheit consistently, pea plants start declining, flowers drop, production slows, powdery mildew moves in. Partial shade extends the window when peas can comfortably produce, buffering against afternoon heat and keeping the root zone cooler. For containers, go with sugar snap varieties rather than shelling peas. Sugar snaps give you the option to harvest the whole pod. Crisp, sweet, eaten right off the plant, without waiting for a full harvest of mature peas inside. Cascadia is a compact sugar snap that stays around 75 centimeters tall, manageable without elaborate staking. Tom Thumb is even smaller, a true dwarf variety reaching about 20-25 centimeters, designed for container growing and producing full-sized, sweet pods. Peas need something to climb, even the dwarfs. A simple bamboo teepee or a small trellis of jute twine gives them purchase. Position the trellis near a white wall, and you've simultaneously solved the climbing requirement and maximized light reflection from the wall's surface. 2 problems, 1 setup. Harvest peas young. They become starchy quickly once mature, and regular picking encourages the plant to keep flowering. If you're growing on a patio and picking a handful every evening, peas in partial shade are one of the most rewarding crops you can grow. Crop number 6. Dwarf blueberries. Blueberries are one of the few fruiting plants that will genuinely produce in partial shade, and they bring year-round visual interest that almost nothing else on a patio can match. Spring brings small, bell-shaped white flowers. Summer brings the berries. Autumn turns the foliage a deep red-orange that looks like a Japanese maple in a pot. Even in winter, the branching structure has a quiet elegance. For partial shade container growing, look specifically at the top hat variety, a true dwarf that stays under 60 centimeters, developed specifically for containers, and tolerant of lower light levels. North Blue and Patriot are also strong performers in partial shade, and both produce reliably flavorful berries even without a full sun setup. Here's the non-negotiable for blueberries: soil pH. Blueberries need acidic conditions, pH 4.5 to 5.5, and they will fail to thrive, develop chlorosis, yellowing leaves, and stop producing if the soil drifts too far from that range. Use an ericaceous potting mix specifically formulated for acid-loving plants. Don't substitute regular potting soil and try to acidify it. Start with the right mix from the beginning. If you're growing in a hard water area, water with collected rainwater when possible, as tap water in alkaline regions gradually raises soil pH over a growing season. You won't match the output of a full-sun blueberry in a garden bed, but a productive, beautiful, self-contained blueberry in a container on a shaded patio is a different proposition. It's not competing with the same standard. It's doing something a lot of plants cannot do at all. Crop number 7, dwarf fig trees. Let me end on the one that surprises people most: figs. The common fig, Ficus carica, is associated with Mediterranean heat and blazing summer sun, and in its full-sized form, that reputation is earned. But the newer generation of dwarf fig varieties has changed the container growing calculus significantly. Little Miss Figgy and Fignominal are 2 compact cultivars bred specifically for small space growing, and both will produce fruit in partial shade conditions that would stop a standard fig cold. You won't get the same volume of fruit you'd get in full sun. That's worth saying plainly. But what you will get is a genuinely productive, beautiful, surprisingly low-maintenance container tree that requires minimal intervention. Figs are one of the most forgiving woody plants you can grow. You cannot prune them incorrectly. Too much, too little, wrong season, it doesn't matter. They come back, they adapt. For gardeners who are still finding their confidence with container growing, that resilience is worth a lot. Water dwarf figs when the top 3-4 centimeters of soil is dry. Use a loam-based potting compost rather than a peat-free mix. Figs like a heavier, more stable root environment. And feed with a balanced liquid fertilizer every 2 weeks from late spring through summer. Position the container near a light-colored wall to maximize reflected light. The fruit, when it comes, is extraordinary. Small batch, hand-grown figs from your own patio have a flavor that commercially grown figs rarely achieve. Richer, more jammy, with that distinctive honeyed depth that only comes from a fruit allowed to ripen slowly and completely. If you've been thinking about figs but assumed your shaded patio disqualified you, it doesn't. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the dedicated fig container guide coming next month. We're going deep on variety selection, overwintering, and getting the most fruit from a small pot. 7 crops, 1 shaded patio. completely transformed. The thing I want you to take away from this is not a checklist. It's a shift in perspective. Shade is not a gardening obstacle. It is a specific set of conditions that certain plants are optimized for. Your job is just to match the plant to the environment. Give it the right soil, the right moisture, and a little reflected light from a well-placed white wall, and then let it do what it was built to do. Start with one or two from this list. If you've never grown food in containers before, begin with leafy greens or radishes. Fast results. Minimal investment, very hard to fail. If you're more experienced and want something to invest in over multiple seasons, the blueberry or the fig will reward you year after year. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 7 you're most excited to try. I read every single one, and your growing situation often shapes the content I make next. And if you found this useful, share it with someone whose shaded balcony deserves a little more credit than it's getting. The shadows are ready. Now you are too.